Hi everyone, this is Sikali and I welcome you on this platform. Today our focus will be on December 2025 question 23. This question wanted us to apply Excel's powerful feature known as get and transform so that we can be able to analyze data, clean data and make it ready for analysis. Now the question also required us to prepare pivot charts and also pivot table. Now let's get started. Neptune Manufacturing Limited sells its 5 products. We have Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Zephyr through different vendors across multiple plants. They recently onboarded an enterprise resource planning platform to allow tracking and managing the business data. The extracted sales data for the financial year 2025 is presented in the sheet named question 23 data, all values in shillings. Required data cleaning and transformation. And the first part here, they want us to find which advanced power tool on MS Excel is used for complex data transformation. We'll be getting into this. Clean and transform the given dataset using the tool identified in A Roman 1 above to a format that can allow for answering questions in B below. Now the approach taken must be automated to allow for auto refresh of the data model. Now they are saying that the resultant transformed data should have the columns plant, vendor, product, destination, and sales. Number B, using the transformed loaded data from A above, create in the same sheet pivot table analysis schedules for the following items. Roman 1, sales per product. Roman 2, sales per vendor split into either the local or export destination in the columns. Number 3, a cross-sectional pivot summary of the total sales by vendor in rows and plant in column. The number C, using pivot summary from B above, create in the same sheet charts or graphs for the following. Roman 1, a relevant proportional analysis for pivot B, Roman 1 above. Roman 2, an appropriate comparative analysis of the pivot table B, Roman 2 above. Now this is what they want us to do, but this cannot be done before you clean your data. Now where is our data? The data is here in December 2025 question 23 data. Now you've been given a plant, the column vendor, the Orion local, Orion export, there is Nova local, Nova export, Titan local and Titan export, Sigma local and Sigma export. We also have Vega export and also Vega local. And they run all the way to, so shift down arrow key up to the last one, which is here. So this data needs to be cleaned first so that it can be ready for the analysis that is required in preparing pivot tables and pivot charts. So looking at this and going back to our data, you can see that the products are Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Zephyr. Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Zephyr. But if you go to the data here, I can see there is Orion, there is Nova, there is Titan, there is Vega as well. Now there is no Zephyr. So I'm believing that there is no Zephyr in the data. So I'm believing that Zephyr could be Sigma, or maybe we'll be seeing what will be happening as we proceed. Now, before we start answering, I want to copy this for reference, because once we start cleaning the data, no any other Excel can be opened maybe. So I want for reference, I want to copy this. So copy that, take it to a Word document, then simply paste as an image. So paste as a picture so that it can be here just for reference that we'll be needing. Now, off to the first one. The first one is data cleaning and transformation. Number A, which advanced power tool on MS Excel is used for complex data transformation? So this is what they want here. Now the feature that is used for complex data transformation is under the data part. Then we have Power Query, so under get and transform. So we'll be using data, then get and transform. There's a powerful feature that we refer to as the Power Query. So we prepared a summary for that Power Query under the get and transform. If I click on this, then we have a brief explanation of what that is. So the powerful feature that is used is known as Power Query, get and transform in Excel. So it's a built-in Excel feature that allows you import, clean, and reshape data from various sources before loading it back into Excel for analysis. So if you have data that is not clean, data that is scattered, data that is not well organized, then you can clean it up, you can shape it up by using Power Query, get and transform. So it's a cleaning assistant that helps you to organize data which is disorganized. So it takes data from different sources, organizes it, trims it, and makes it ready for analysis. So it avoids anyone from having to do manually repetitive works that can be done once using this powerful feature. So the good thing about this is that the data can always be updated. You can always refresh. You can set it to refresh automatically when you use the Power Query, get and transform. What does it do? So it gets data. You can pull information from almost anywhere, like from an Excel file, from a CSV file, from another database, or even from a website. So that is getting data. It transforms data. So once you have the data in place, then you can remove extract columns you don't need. You can fix dates or text formats. You can filter out irrelevant rows. You can combine multiple tables into one neat data sheet. Then after that, you load the data. Once you are done with cleaning, you take it back to Excel ready for analysis by either using pivot tables, pivot charts, or even a Power BI. Then we also have advantages, which I believe you can go through it. Now that powerful feature that was asked was Power Query, get and transform. Now let us get our data ready. So click on the December 2025 question 23 data, and we want to get this data ready for cleaning up because it is not properly organized. Now the first thing is that you select this way, select the entire data that you have, select the data that you have all the way to the last piece of it up to here, well selected. Don't select any empty areas. So this one is properly selected, I believe. Then I want to format this as table. So format this as table. In the home menu under styles, just format as table. Then pick any format of your choice. So I'm going for medium, the blue one. Then click on, before you click on OK, make sure that you check your table has headers. So your table has headers. Click on this, then OK. Your table has headers. So once your data has been formatted as a table, once your data has been formatted as a table, we want to open the Power Query. So click on anywhere in the table, then go to data, then you'll see get and transform data. This other area, get and transform data. There is get data. Where are you getting data from? So this is get data from file, from database, from a zoo. You can get data from any of these sources. There's also this part from text or CSV. You can get data from recent sources. You can get data from web. You can get data from using the existing connection, of course. But in our case, we want to get data from table. Remember, we formatted this as a table, and therefore we are getting data from table. So you're getting data from table. Get data from table. Click on it. From table, it will take a while. Then the Power Query, get and transform is opening. Give it a while. until it opens. So that is Power Query Editor, open. The Power Query Editor is open. Now, once this is open, let us now go through the steps of cleaning our data. Now we want to start by unpivoting and splitting columns. So you can unpivot, you can also split column the way you want, and you're going to start with unpivot of columns, unpivoting and also splitting of columns. Now, to unpivot or split columns, I want to pick from, this one is okay, the plant is okay, the vendor is okay. I want to select Orion here. Select Orion, local, hold down the control key, Orion export, Nova local, Nova export. Remember, I have not selected plant and vendor. So plant and vendor are not selected. So I've started from Orion local, Orion export, and I'm proceeding. While the control key is still held down, Titan local, select. Also select Titan export. Also select Sigma local, Sigma export. Then still the control key is held down. Select Vega export and Vega local. I believe that is all on that. Remember, I've selected all the columns except plant and vendor. I've selected everything except plant and vendor. Now, we want to unpivot. We want to unpivot that by going to transform. So go to transform. Then you will see a place for any column, the group any column. There is unpivot columns. Unpivot columns. What does it mean to unpivot column? Translate all but the currently unselected columns into attributed value pairs. So you unpivot the columns, click on this, then unpivot column, unpivot column. So when you do this, when you click on unpivot column, you're going to remain with the plant, vendor, attribute, and value. Plant, vendor, attribute, and value. So that is unpivoting columns. Once you have unpivoted columns, we now want to split column. And the column that we want to split is the one that has value. Is it value or which one are we split? We want to split attribute. We want to split attribute so that we can do or we can get two columns. So we'll be splitting attribute. I believe we are getting assistance from this. Clean and transform the given datasheet using the tools identified in A1 above. Then approach must allow for auto-fresh of the data model. The resultant transformed data should have column, plant, vendor, product, destination, and sales. Back to this. We want to split attributes. So select attribute, then go to split, still on transform. You will see split column, split column, split column, then by delimiter. By delimiter, remember, we are splitting based on this hyphen. You can see this hyphen on Orion and local, all those things. So the splitting will be based on the hyphen. So split column by delimiter. And it will take some time. Then after that, you can see custom. It can either be colon, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, or tab. You're going for custom and you've already selected the hyphen. So the hyphen is fine. This hyphen is fine. Then click on advanced, because we want two columns. This one should be two columns. This one is okay. Then just click on okay. Make sure it's two columns, then okay. That is under the advanced option that you see here. So advanced, then you can pick two columns. Make sure that it's two, then click on okay. Now that will split the attribute, whatever we had there, into attribute 1 and attribute 2. So once you have attribute 1 and attribute 2, we want to rename attribute 1. Rename, so rename is here. Just click on this. And the first one should be given the name product. And the second one should be given the name destination. So this is also renamed, and this should be a destination. So give it the name destination. Now we have product and also a destination, that is renaming. Now we have value. I want to rename value to sales. I want to rename this value to sales. Rename. This will be sales. Rename that to sales. So that has been renamed. So once we have renamed that, just for confirmation, on plant, what we have here as plant, make sure that the data type here, we have a place for data type, make sure it's text. So this one is text. Vendor, make sure that is also text, just to confirm. If it's not text, you change. Product, make sure that this one is also, the data type is text. You can see data type is text. Destination, data type, make sure that it's also text. Then sales, the data type should be, so under sales, you can click on the arrow, whole number or currency. You can go for currency. So sales, we have picked currency for that. So that's how you do up to that particular point of cleaning our data. Now, after that, we want to clean or trim. So we want to clean and trim per a column. Go to plant. There's a place for cleaning and trimming. Where is that? Cleaning and, so cleaning and trimming for this column on plant, we want to clean and trim for any space. You can see this is not properly organized. Some spaces are here, especially this one, you can see spaces. We want to eliminate such things. So on plant, under transform, there is format, then trim, start by trimming, then again, format, clean. That way, go to vendor, again, format, trim, then again, format, clean. That is on vendor. Go to product, and again, format, trim. You can see it well organized. Then again, format, clean. You also format and clean that. Go to destination, format, trim, again, format and then clean, format and clean. Then the last one will be sales, format and trim, format and trim. Then again here, format and clean, format and clean. So this has lost its format. The sales has lost its format. So just go back to data type and then select currency so that this can pick its original data type, which was for currency. So that is how we clean the data that we have, unless there is any other item to clean the data. I want to do a few things again, perhaps few things that have been forgotten. If there is any empty row or column, that is also supposed to be removed. So let's see if there is any empty row or column. So go to the home menu. There is a place for remove columns, and there's a place for remove rows, remove blank rows. So if there is any blank row, click on this, then remove blank row, if at all there is any blank row. So if there is any blank row, then that will be removed there. Then go back to transform. Now this is optional. I want it to be well edited. I don't need capital letters. For instance, on product, I want to replace values. Orion should be replaced with the, so click on replace value, then type Orion in capital. That will be replaced with Orion, like that. So you can see Orion, then Orion. Click on OK. and that will be replaced. You can see all Orions are now properly done. Also replace Nova. So there is that capital Nova. Replace the capital Nova with just Nova sentence case, then okay. Okay, then Titan, replace values. So we also want to replace Titan with just Titan. This is just Titan like this, then okay. In sentence case, then also you can jump sigma a bit. We go to Vega, so replace Vega, capital Vega, with this Vega, sentence case for Vega, then click on OK. So it means we have replaced all those items into the capital or uppercase into the sentence case that we needed. Now in products, Sigma, I'm worried about Sigma because if you go to our question, the question says that there is Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Zephyr. There is no Sigma. There is no product known as Sigma. You can see 5 products: Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Zephyr. But if you go to our data, there is Orion, Nova, Titan, Vega, and Sigma. So this Sigma, it looks like, in my own observation, it looks like this Sigma should be Zephyr because all these others are there. We have Orion, Nova, Titan, and Vega. So we have Orion, Nova, Titan, and Vega. Orion, Nova, Titan, and Vega. But there is no Zephyr. Maybe, and here they also know Sigma. There is no Sigma here. So I believe that this Zephyr is Sigma. Maybe there was a typing error or something like that. So you're going to replace Zephyr with the Sigma that we see here. So remove Sigma and bring in Zephyr. So replaced values. Then you write Sigma. Then in its place, you bring Zephyr. So Sigma replaced with Zephyr, then okay. So I believe that is the spelling for Zephyr. So I believe that is the editing that was needed up to that point. Now that our data is properly done, I want us to load it into Excel. You are supposed to load it back to Excel so that we can use it for analysis. So click on the home menu, make sure that you are on the home menu. Then there will be a place for close and load. So click on close and load, then close and load to. Select close and load to. But before that, let us give it a name. Before that, let us give this data a name. So the name will be here, the name will be transformed data. So you can see transformed data on the top right side. This is the transformed data. So once you are done with that, we close in the home menu, close and load. So close and load a minute so that it closes and loads. Then select how you want to view this data in your workbook. I want to view it as a table. This will be viewed as a table. The new worksheet, they will create for us a new worksheet. Then add this data to the data model. We are also going to add that data to the data model. So once you have finished that, you click on OK. And that has been added to the data model. Now, after you have added it to the data model, you can see the final result is here. This is the final result. From what we had here in this data, we have transformed the data into what you see here. Now, after that, we want to enable auto refresh. You simply right click on the transformed data here. Right click here. then properties. Remember, we are right clicking on this under the queries, right click, then properties, then refresh. When opening the data file, you can see refresh this, select refresh. Or you can also say that you want to refresh after how many minutes, but refresh data when opening the file, refresh this connection on refresh all. That is all, then click on OK. Click on OK, and our data is now ready for any other analysis that we want. Okay, now a little bit other formatting. This one can be formatted a bit. In the home menu, you can say that you want this to be in a currency. Which kind of currency? You can say that you want Kenya shillings. So this can be changed to Kenya shillings. You can search for Kenya shillings. So this is Kenya shillings. This is Kenya shilling. Just click on it, then OK, so that this one is formatted in Kenya shillings. Now, back to our questions. You can close this. If you want this part back, you just go to data, then click on queries and connection. You'll have this part back here. For instance, I also want to put these to small letters, local and export. Just double click on this, double click on that, double click. It will open again. Then go to destination and transform, then replace values, replace values, and there is local, capital local. I want you to replace it with a small local like that. So capital local to small local, sentence case, then OK. Now same thing to export, the capital export. The capital export can be replaced with just export like that, then OK. So after that, home menu, you can refresh. If you want, you can refresh, or you can simply, let's see, close and load, and refresh. So we simply want to refresh this. Yeah, it has already refreshed automatically, so that this one changes automatically. So it was capital, but it has now been refreshed. So close this. Now, we want to answer our questions. Remember, this is transformed data. Our question starts from here. Part A, and Part B. These have been answered. The solution for those questions will be here. I can move back here, Control C, then Control V, that is Control V. So which advanced power tool on Excel is used for complex data transformation? We are saying that this is known as the Power Query. So pick this. The tool is known as, then you can Control V, Power Query this way. So that's how you answer it. Then you can get some analysis for that. Control C. This can be put here as our analysis for that. Then Roman 2 of the question, clean. So we want to clean. We've already cleaned that, so it's okay. This has already been cleaned, so this one is done. Cleaned, done. So the data is already cleaned. Then Roman 3, of course, you can see that the transformed data should have the columns plant, vendor, product, destination, and sales. So this is what we have here, a plant, vendor, product, destination, and sales. So that is done. Then number B is here, Control C here, then Control V. Using the transform loaded data from A above, creating the same sheet pivot table analysis schedule for sales per product. So they want sales per product, sales per product. Now, just click on anywhere inside here, then insert pivot table. Now we can use from data model. You can use from table or range, or you can use from a data model. Whichever you want to use can be used. So if you want to use from this or from data model, it's all fine. I want to use from data model, from the data model, then existing worksheet, then location, you want it to be here. Then after that, you simply click on OK. And I believe we will get this. And you can either use transformed data. Where is the transformed data? This is the transformed data, the one that we have. We are not using the table, we are using the transformed data. Now on the transformed data, they want sales per product. So it means click on product, then sales. You also click, or you can take sales to values, take sales to values. Remember, you can also create using this. You can also create using what you have here from the table. So how do you do that? If I'm to undo that, you simply go to insert pivot table, then from table range. From table range, this is the table that you want, the transformed data. Then existing worksheet, then you want it to be just here, then again OK. Then after that, they are saying that it should be product. So take product to rows, then take sales to values, product to rows, and then sales to values, close this. So that is the pivot table that was needed. Another one, this is the next one, Control C, then Control V, paste here. Sales per vendor split into either local or export destination in the column. So you click here, then insert pivot table from table range, of course the transform data, existing worksheet where you want it to be just, let's say you want it to be, let me move this down a bit, Control X, then Control V, that way, for the purpose of the charts. Or you can just put it here, no problem. Then insert pivot table from table range, existing worksheet, where do you want it to be? Just here, then OK. Now what do they want? They wanted sales per vendor split into either local or export destination in the columns. So that is vendor, get vendor, drop the vendor to rows, then drop the sales to values, then divided into local or export. So you're going to pick local or export, local or export, destination, and do this. I can't see the destination. Take destination to columns. Yeah, destination to columns. You simply pick destination to columns. So if you take destination to columns, then there is sales per vendor split into either export or local and their grand total. So that is it for the second part. Then there is this part, Control C. Now the last one is a cross-sectional pivot summary of the total sales by vendor in rows and in vendor in rows and then plant in column. So again, another pivot summary. Go to insert pivot table from table range, existing worksheet. So move down here, and then OK. So what they wanted is a cross-sectional summary of total sales by vendor in rows and plant in columns. So plant vendor in rows, then plant in column, then total sales in values. The total sales will go to values like that. This can be adjusted so that you can view everything at a glance. So that is what they wanted: cross-sectional pivot summary of total sales by vendor in rows and plant in column. Finally, we have this pivot chart. So go to the transformed data that way. Using the pivot summary from B above, create in the same sheet charts or graphs for the following: relevant proportional analysis for pivot in B1 above. So this proportional. When doing proportional, you can use either pie chart or any other. Pie chart will be good for that. So the one in B Roman 1, they want a pie chart. So this is what we have. B Roman 1 is here. Just select this, insert, recommended chart, then pie, then click on this pie, then OK. Click on OK. Cut, move down, paste here, Control V. Then now a little editing will remain. We edit this particular data, go to this, then data label, click on this arrow, more option. The category name is important. Then outside end is also important. I believe that is all for that. Then after that, click on this and remove the legend, because now there is no need for the legend. Now this was, the title should be sales by product. So this will be sales by product, the sales by product. You can remove a few blocks. And that is sales by product. If you want to change the color, it is possible, but let this remain this way. So this is sales by product. Now finally, we have this, which is the last part of the question. Control C, go to the transform data under Control V. They want an appropriate comparative analysis of pivot table in 2 above. So that is in 2 above, B Roman 2 above. They want chart, and you click from alpha all the way to sigma. Then they want comparative. We can use a column chart. So I've selected this, insert, recommended chart, then column. This one is just fine. Just click on this, Control X to cut, then move it down, because it's supposed to be pasted here. Make it big, then adjust this one to be a bit big like that. Click on the plus, grid line. I prefer minor, both horizontal and vertical. Remove the major. I want the axis title and also chart title. Now this will be, the chart is about sales per vendor split into either local or export. That was sales per vendor, split into export and local. Then this will be vendor. This will be sales amount, the sales amount on the other side. And I believe this is all. Sales per vendor split into export and local. So this becomes the end of this question from where we started. Remember, from where we started all the way to where we finished. We started by transforming this data. Remember, this data has been transformed using get and transform the Power Query. There's a Power Query feature here known as get and transform, and we transformed this data into the transformed data that you see here. So this is the resultant transformed data. Now, after transforming this, we have been able to solve a few questions by coming up with a pivot table. There are 3 pivot tables that we've created. Then we've also done 2 pivot charts that have been created here. So that was a BDA December 2025 question 23 solution.